Okay, Mercury is officially retrograde as of July 17th until August 11th. And let's just all take a breath for a second here, because I understand it's Mercury retrograde, but we have all survived thousands of Mercury retrogrades through our entire lifetime, okay? And you are going to survive this one. I do not want you to be fearful of Mercury retrograde. I love Mercury retrograde, okay? Mercury retrograde is essentially just a cosmic cleanup of our lives, and when it ends, we're all gonna feel a lot less cluttered. So today, I'm gonna take you through exactly what you should not be doing from now until August 11th during this Mercury retrograde, and also what to do to truly honor and maximize on this energy for your own benefit. So let's get into it. So let me start by saying that not all Mercury retrogrades are made equally, okay? But first, what is Mercury retrograde? Okay, so first, what's a retrograde? So a retrograde is when a planet appears to move backward in the sky. And basically, it's not actually moving backwards, like it's not really, it's just appearing to us. It's kind of like an optical illusion. But basically, when a planet moves backward, when it retrogrades, it is asking us to slow down, okay? To take a second, to pause, to revisit. It's all the REs, to revise, revisit, reclaim, reconnect, release. Now, when Mercury is retrograde, Mercury is the trickster planet. It's also the planet that rules over your mind, your thinking, your perception, your communication, your memory, your thoughts, your voice, all the little things in life that keep you just like moving and grooving. So when Mercury is retrograde, it appears to move backwards, and so does everything it governs. So does everything Mercury stands for. So your communication, your thinking patterns, your voice, your mind, your memory. This is when things like technically glitch, right? So usually during Mercury retrograde, it is a hot spot for just miscommunication and missing little details of things. That's why one of the bigs to-dos is to pay attention to everything. Like jot your I's, cross your T's, reread everything before you send it. Like read everything times 1,000. Like check exactly what you're packing. Make sure you have everything that you're packed. Like make sure you check your flights like 10 times over. Like you want to be double checking absolutely everything. Like being 1,000 times more mindful, 1,000 times more careful. So usually during Mercury retrograde, like things could happen, like your emails go missing, or you accidentally send the wrong email to someone, or you're texting someone and you accidentally send the wrong text to someone. Or you could be literally at the hair salon and you could be showing a picture of like what you want to get done for the first time to your hairdresser, and they could be completely taking it a whole different way because their perception could be a lot different than yours, and it's hard to communicate during Mercury retrograde, and Mercury is perception. So you could maybe not get the haircut or the hair color that you wanted. So that's why another don't is don't do any cosmetic procedures or anything new, okay? Like I'm not saying don't like get your monthly haircut, don't get your monthly nails, like, right? Like do your maintenance that you have been doing forever. Like I'm gonna get my haircut, I'm gonna get my nails done. Like don't just stop like upkeep, but don't just randomly decide to get your bangs trimmed or to cut your hair a certain cut you've never gone before, or to dye your hair blonde, or just get Botox for the first time, or something random and impulsive. The major thing to here is do not be impulsive. Impulsivity, Mercury retrograde, do not go hand in hand. Just do not be impulsive. Do not act on impulse. Especially Leo energy is very like impulsive energy. It's that inner child energy, right? It's that dramatic energy. It's that theatrical energy, which is the next one. Do not lean into chaos. Okay, Leo energy. It is going to make you feel like maybe triggered in the sense that it could bring up a lot from the past, yes. And you do not want to entertain it. You want to revisit it and revise it in the sense to learn from it and to grow from it and take those past lessons that are coming up, use them in shadow work and literally use them as like a catalyst, alchemize that energy into growing from it. But you do not want to take anything, any triggers, anything from the past that is coming up right now. You do not want to take that and go back to it. So that's a major do not go back to the old way of doing things. Do not go back to your ex. Do not go back to past egotistical thoughts too. Do not go past to your old patterns. That is a major no. Mercury retrograde does have a funny way of bringing things back from our past that maybe we thought we healed from. Maybe we haven't thought about in so long. It could definitely bring back an ex, okay? So another major one, do not text your ex back. No, do not, if you feel inclined to, you're not gonna text your ex, okay? do not do it. If you feel inclined to text or ask for whatever reason, you're like nostalgic, you're reminiscing, okay, that's a sign that you're not entirely healed from it. Mercury is going to bring back the things that you're not completely healed from, or that you need to learn something from, okay? It's going to bring that back, but that's not a sign that you need to text them or get back to them or hang out with them. That's a sign that you want to sit down and you want to ask yourself, why the heck am I thinking about this person right now? I want you to take out your journal and I want you to do shadow work on that person. I want you to ask yourself what you learned from that person. I want you to ask yourself like what that person taught you in life. Like, do your shadow work, do not engage. Now, this Mercury retrograde is in the sign of Leo, which does rule over your heart and your romance and your flirtatious energy. So yes, this is a Mercury retrograde that exes are a huge theme, relationships are a huge theme, and it doesn't necessarily just all have to be about like your ex coming back into your life, breaking no contact, or just whatever. But usually if they do that, it's for validation and for attention seeking, because that is like validation, attention seeking, and like leading with your ego is kind of like the low vibrational energy of Leo, and you want to stay away from that. You want to get into the high vibration of Leo, which is simplicity and authenticity and joy and gratitude and heart coherence. Being safe, being seen, being safe to express yourself, being safe to be who you are, and choosing yourself. And Leo too is still like the parts of you that still seek external validation. It is your inner child. So when I say like relationships and exes too, like that whole romance thing, like it doesn't necessarily have to be the ex, you know, physically texting you. It could be just a trigger from a past relationship resurfacing. So for example, like if you had an ex-boyfriend that cheated on you and whatever, and you just kind of had a habit of maybe checking your boyfriend's phone, your current boyfriend's phone or something, because you are so scared that they're going to cheat on you, or you have a habit of like constantly overthinking and like checking their following list and things like that because of what happened in the past. This Mercury retrograde is going to bring back all those things, even those things that you don't do anymore. It's going to bring back all of those things, all of those feelings, maybe too, those like triggers, and it's going to ask you to like grow from it. It's going to ask you to like release it once and for all, to revisit, to learn from it, and to release it. And this is your inner child we're talking about here. This is a major do, okay? Do work with your inner child. Do honor your inner child. Do like hold your inner child so incredibly tightly right now, okay? Leo is your inner child. And when I say don't be impulsive, right? Like this is even times 1,000, because when you're a child, you are impulsive, right? You haven't learned the lessons that you have learned now, like from adulthood and from all the things that you've been through in life, right? Like your child hasn't learned any of those things yet, right? They see the life through innocence and playfulness and creativity and joy, and they don't know any better. They don't know any better. So right now, your inner child is going to be completely exposed, like exposed times a million, especially because we're also having new moon in the sign of Leo happening, exposing your inner child, literally calling you to do inner child healing work. And right now is your moment to guide your inner child, to guide them, to love them, to see them, to feel them, to choose them, and to show them how much you have grown. So yes, those instances of, okay, maybe the past little triggers and stuff like that, show your inner child that you choose yourself now, that you love yourself now. Okay, that you honor yourself, that you are authentic to yourself. Show your inner child how much you have grown. Do that inner child healing work, especially mirror work. And I did make a like new moon in Leo guided meditation, inner child healing mirror work, and a mirror work that you can use for this Mercury retrograde. It's a mirror work activation guided meditation, and I will have that link below. Next is do not speak, do not write, do not send, do not post. Don't do anything without thinking it through clearly. Okay, don't be impulsive, but especially social media, right? So Leo is like your social presence. It's your public reputation. It's your presence, right? It's like who you are, who you're showing yourself to be as. So be very, very careful what you post on social media. Like double check what you're posting. Like don't, like what I think about this Mercury retrograde is like, do you remember when we had like those Finstas like back in the day, or those like private Snapchat stories just for our friends, and like you would accidentally post like a funny story, like making fun of yourself or something, like whatever you don't want the public to see, and you accidentally post it on your public public story and you didn't realize it until your friend texts you and is like, oh wait, Alexie, like you posted that your public story, not on your private, and you're like, oh my god, no. That's the kind of vibe Mercury retrograde is giving, especially for social media. So just double check what you're posting and what you're saying. Also, don't speak impulsively. Like, don't send a long text. Don't, rage out at someone. Like, if you do need to talk to someone, I'm not saying like keep it all in and just like ignore it and just suppress. You do not want to be suppressing right now. Trust me, you want to be speaking your truth for sure. You want to be authentic for sure, 1,000%. But do not give in to like the theatrics of things, okay? Leo is dramatic, Leo is theatrical. Do not give in to that like living in chaos type of energy. So if you do want to send like a breakup text or like a text confronting someone or something, write it out in your notes first and sit on it for at least 3 days before saying anything like confrontational type of vibes. Leo dramatic, Mercury retrograde messy, together just a recipe for like disaster. Next is do not start anything new right now, okay? I said that like for cosmetic changes, but don't like sign a new contract for the first time without, if you didn't think it through in the past, like before Mercury retrograde. Like for example, if you have been trying to buy a house or something and you guys have thought it through, you've made your decision for a year, months prior, and now is like just randomly the day that you're going to sign the contract, the papers are ready for you. That's totally okay. Just don't like randomly go decide you're going to buy a house and then sign a contract, or don't launch anything new. Wait till after Mercury retrograde is over. I promise. Just wait. I know I hate waiting too. Just wait. I promise you, it's just gonna like, it's gonna feel better. The energy is gonna feel better. You're just gonna like think more clearly. Just wait till Mercury retrograde is over. Don't launch anything new. Don't start a new project. Don't start anything new creatively. Don't randomly decide to move across the country, like that kind of thing. Just don't be impulsive. And next is like travel, okay? So I'm not gonna tell you not to travel, okay? Travel, live your life. I'm gonna be traveling during Mercury retrograde. Just when you do travel, double check your tickets, double check the airport, double check the flight time, get there like 3 hours earlier before your flight. You never know, right? Mercury retrograde, okay? Mercury retrograde and technology, they don't mix. So expect to see a lot of like technology mishaps, especially your computer and your phone being slower than usual, your Wi-Fi just like giving out, your fridge just stopping working, like just not working. I know last Mercury retrograde, my fridge just stopped working and then it randomly started working again. Like it was just the weirdest thing. But things like that, like technology just can get wonky. So make sure you back up your files, make sure cross your T's, you dot your I's, you do all that things, you reread what you're writing, like everything. Make lists, check them 5 times. Mercury retrograde is the king of overlooking small details. Next is do not act out of ego and for the drama, okay? This Mercury retrograde in Leo is giving you a huge ego check. Leo is the ego. Do not act from ego. Act from your heart. Lead from your heart. Lead with compassion and empathy, not necessarily too much logic or ego. That impulse to create chaos, to let it pass. This is your moment to pause instead of react. Now, what to do? Let's talk about how to alchemize on the energy. So inner child healing, right? You're working with your inner child. We talked about that a little bit. This is the main theme of this retrograde. Your inner child is so important, and Leo is your inner child. Your need to be seen, loved, admired, praised, held, protected. Do that all for yourself. Be that person for yourself and do that mirror work. Hold your heart and affirm your worth without achievement, without needing validation, without perfection. Just be real and authentic, and ask yourself what part of you still feels unseen and what does your inner child need to hear from you right now. Next is do release internally and externally. Internally in the sense that you want to be doing your shadow work, journaling, reflecting on limiting beliefs, rewiring your thoughts, okay, the thinking of everything, your perceptions of everything. And then the external is literally deep clean your entire house. Mercury retrograde is a deep clean of your entire life, spiritually, emotionally, also physically, okay? Deep clean your entire house, deep clean your car, go through your closets, go through everything that no longer serves you, that you haven't worn in 6 months. Toss it, okay? Go donate it. Go sell to Plato's Closet, donate it, whatever you want to do. Just get rid of any clutter, get rid of anything that is no longer aligning with you. Deep clean your vanity, deep clean your makeup bag, clean your makeup brushes, like deep clean your bathroom cabinets, do all this stuff. Just get rid of it. When you make space physically, you are also making space energetically. You are honoring this Mercury retrograde, and you're basically like sending a signal to the universe and to God that you are ready. You are ready. You're cleared out. Okay. You're done. Next is do revisit your old passions, creative ideas, and projects. Now, I said do not start anything new, but okay, Leo is like that fire within us. It's that passionate, creative energy. You want to be being very creative right now. You want to lead with passion, lead with your heart. So if you'd had an idea in the past that maybe you started working on and then you just got busy, you just forgot about it, and it appears again, you feel that urge, you feel that passion, that fire to like maybe start it up again. Do it. Do it. Trust me, do it. I'm not saying launch it. I'm not saying like do anything like too reactive action oriented on it. Research, like draw, sketch it out, create a Pinterest board, like get inspiration, like look into it a little bit more. You know what I mean? Leo is the sign of creative self-expression. So do self-express. Do be creative. Old ideas, old dreams, old projects may resurface. Pay attention. Sit with them. Revisit them. Don't abandon them out of fear. You don't need to finish them. You don't really need to do much with them. Just connect with your inner spark. This is also like your artist reset, like your creative revival. So anything creative that you just left, start it up a little bit, revisit it, redo it. It's all the re's, right? Mercury retrograde is the re's. Next is do reflect with your relationship with attention. Where are you still performing instead of expressing? Where are you dimming yourself in order to stay digestible? Where are you craving approval when what you really need is connection? Next is do work with the Leo new moon and also the full moon that's coming right after it. And I do have Leo new moon workbooks and full moon workbooks available for you. It's made specific to your own birth chart. And the Leo new moon workbook also has a Mercury retrograde guide. But the Leo new moon and Mercury retrograde are working together, so you're going to want to work with that. Also, last but not least, certainly not least, is do pull up your transit chart to see what house or houses Mercury retrograde is transiting through, because that is the area of your life you are going to see these Mercury retrograde themes in. So whether that be your 7th house of relationships and enemies and, you know, connection, or whether that be your 10th house of career, right? Or your 11th house of friendships, whatever it is, like you are going to be seeing all these things, and you're going to want to be paying more attention to that specific area of your life over the course of this retrograde, because there could be like more just like mishaps or just overlooked details. So it's very important to look at that area and also do shadow work in that area. Literally, your transit chart is available to you always to see exactly how any astrological transit is going to be affecting you. I just filmed a video going through exactly how to pull up your transit chart step by step, how to read it, giving you guys some tips, and that video is going to help you out a lot if you do not know how to pull up your transit chart. But that's basically like what you're going to do during every new moon, full moon, retrograde, any transit happening, to see exactly like the relationship between that and your own birth chart and your own life, because we all have very, very, very different birth charts, very different lives. Everything affects us very, very differently. And that's all the do's and don'ts. Now I'm going to give you guys some mantras that I wrote down that you can say throughout Mercury retrograde. You can choose to say this like in the morning, right before bed, like when you're doing your makeup, your skincare, you could just say the mantras in front of the mirror. I would write these down. These are your affirmations. They are rewiring. Say them in the mirror. Say them when you feel confused. Say them daily. These affirmations, these mantras are here to anchor you. Okay, first mantra is my voice is sacred. I do not rush. I radiate. I speak from love. I lead from love. I lead from my heart and not ego. I honor my inner child by listening, feeling, and seeing. I am magnetic exactly as I am. I trust divine timing. My creativity is a sacred channel. When I pause, I receive clarity. I lead with truth, not performance. I no longer seek approval, I seek alignment. And that's it. That's it for today. Don't be scared of Mercury retrograde. Be intentional with it. Just be mindful and you will be a-okay, I promise you. This is not the universe trying to mess with you or try to throw you in for loops or like cause chaos in your life. No, we all need retrogrades in our life, okay? We all need time to pause and to reflect and to think in order to move forward. It's the universe giving you space to slow down, to clear out the noise, and to come back home to yourself. So now you do have the power of alchemy. You know exactly how to utilize this energy. You get to decide how you respond. You have the power to take any energy and to create with it, to heal with it, and also use this energy to completely reset your relationship with your voice, with your inner child, and your inner story. So take your breath and take your power back. And the angel number for this episode today is going to be 111. It's your intuition. Listen to your intuition and listen to your heart and lead with your heart. So if you made it to the end of the video, make sure you comment a 111. And as always, my new moon and full moon workbooks that remain specifically to your own birth chart based on the houses that any new moon or full moon are transiting through is going to be available in the description and in my website, alexiegigi.com. I also come out with monthly guided meditations for each new moon and full moon, and I'll have that linked below as well. I love you guys so much. I'm so grateful for you. I am so proud of you, and I will see you in the next one.